Ooh, man, I don't know. I can't share all of this with everybody, so hopefully people see it, share it in the different Seminole groups. We'll do this afterwards, but don't know how many people going to watch this. It's late at night, but man, this was such an exciting win. The Noles are 3-0, baby. The Noles are 3-0. I'm gonna have this cigar for you, Coach Atkins. Such an exciting game, man. A tale of two Tates is what we're gonna name this, and it's just it was a great team. I want to go first and foremost say it was a great team victory. I got a chance to watch, kind of half watch the first half. I coach high school football here in Jacksonville, Florida, and we had a rivalry game. We beat my Mandarin Mustangs. We beat Atlantic Coast. So Friday night games are just games that I can't catch consistently, but I knew the focus and I knew it was going to be something exciting. When I asked my son, James Coleman III, I said, Trey Cole, do you want to come watch Daddy's team play? We play a rivalry game. He said, yes, I'm going to come. And his mom was going to bring him to the game. And then she texted me and said, well, Trey said, wait, he can't come. And I said, well, why can't Trey come to the game? He said, well, Florida State plays at 7:30 and he has to watch the Florida State game. And let me tell you what this 9-year-old did. This 9-year-old watched every freaking snap of the Florida State football game. And I was so proud of my guy. And it was a great game. Proud of these guys. A lot of people know me for my candid description and things that I do, man. And man, these boys really, really did well. I'm coming on a little bit later. I want you guys to go check it out. Sporadics by Sideline Sports Network with Chris, myself, Norvell Central. We went on and we did a quick game thing. I hopped on there with that. But this game is 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 indicative of what I've seen from this team. They did not give up. They fought through it, and you're going to have adversity when you play these games. There's ups and there's downs, there's highs and there's lows. Coach Bowden used to talk about if you really look at every football game, every win, every loss can really be dictated. It really comes down to um, 3 or 4 plays and making 3 or 4 plays. And sometimes you're going to have give and don't take. And I want to say, I'm going to give out some game balls, some things I've never done before. I'm going to talk about the good, the bad, and the ugly. And but more importantly, victories are difficult to get in football. If they were easy, everybody would be undefeated. Period. So to go into Papa John Stadium or whatever it's called now, it's a very tough atmosphere. It's very raucous. It's not a big crowd, but it's very loud. And I remember going there in 2002 in a pouring down rain game, and we lost. Matter of fact, there's a song by Archie called "We Ready." To this day, I can't listen to that song. It bothers me. It reminds me of the loss. But those guys went in there. Everybody in the nation watching. So much adversity. You lost arguably your best player in Jordan Travis. You lost your best defensive player up to the point in Jared Verse. You lost two of your better offensive linemen in Dylan Gibbons and Robert Scott. You came in without one of your best D tackles and Fabian Lovett. You had injury after injury, adversity after adversity. And what these guys did was they came together and they played this game in the manner in which it should be played against a very worthy opponent. Malik Cunningham, before I even get into Malik Cunningham is a motherfucker. That dude is a ball player. That guy's going to finish more than likely second all time in career yards to a Heisman Trophy winner and an NFL MVP in Lamar Jackson. Malik Cunningham is explosive. He is everything advertised. I've been it was it was he I know there's no moral. I hate moral victories, but that young man should keep his head high. That young man gave it all. But I want to say the guys that Mm. Those guys put together a great team win. And a lot of people say we got lucky or this happened. And you know, luck is when you got to be prepared to be lucky. And you don't keep getting lucky. There's a quote. I'm going to have a ton of footballisms. Bad football teams find ways to lose. Good football teams find ways to win. And this team found a way to win. And there were so many opportunities for these young men to quit and give up. And they just didn't. They fought through it. They pushed through. They persevered. They did not give up. They didn't give up hope. And they believed in Coach Norvell. They believed in Coach Fuller. They believed in Coach Atkins. They believed in the game plan in which they prepared for the entire week. And they stuck to the strategy. They stuck to the game plan. And eventually, they emerged victorious. And the guys that you expected to make plays made plays. And then the guys that you didn't expect to make plays. So what I want to do before we get too far into this is I want to go out and say, and I want y'all to hold me accountable. I love accountability. I don't shy away from accountability. I don't bite my tongue. I don't mince my words. I say what I mean, and I mean what I say. But I also know how to eat crow. I eat crow with pepper sauce. I love hot sauce. The hotter, the better. And what I will say is, Tate Rodemaker, or however the fuck you say your last name, son. Bro, I hope when you land in Tallahassee, Florida, you have two of the baddest bitches and they titties is right in your face. I'm sorry, that ain't Christian. But listen, that young man deserves to have some titties in his face for what he just did in that game. If I could pay for him for you, son, if I can get you an NIL deal to get you some titties, I will get you some titties, Tate. That is, you deserve that. You have earned that, son. You need to go out there and you need to enjoy and revel in this moment because, as I always tell people, big-time players make big-time plays in big-time games. This is how you get your name remembered for the rest of your life. Again, nobody eats more off of one touchdown than Big Game James against Miami. But you, sir, you won that game with your teammates. And Johnny Wilson, you've been everything that I've been bragging about since I saw you. Big catches, big things, all kinds of stuff. Sorry about this victory cigar. Kind of went out. Let me go ahead and focus on this and get this thing out of the way, bro. So Jordan Travis went out there and threw that motherfucking ball. And Jordan Travis is an ultimate competitor. Unfortunately, we lost him. I don't know how long. I'm hearing reports 5 weeks to the season. I hope he gets healthy. No tougher break. Nobody competes more than that young man. But what I am a firm believer of is no matter what level of football you play, from Pop Warner, from I-9 to Pop Warner to the NFL, you can win a lot of football games by having a very sound running game and playing really good defense. Good defense isn't pitching shutouts. It's this phrase called bend, don't break. Good defense comes in and gives you stops when you need to, and it's called playing complementary ball. The offense sets up the defense, which sets up the special teams, and all three phases of the game have to be good. And when you win all three phases, you typically win a lot of games, but sometimes it comes down to winning two of them. And what happened, and it's 4 quarters. So what happened was when it mattered, the defense got great stops on a phenomenal football player. The offense, with down to their bottom, and that's one of the things that I've been bragging about all season, all off season, is that how much depth Florida State has had. They reached into that pocket of the depth, and they went out and they won. They executed. When I saw it, with Tate Rodemaker went out there, he threw that interception with 90 seconds left to go in the half. I said, holy shit, why is this young man still being put? It's not, as a good coaching phrase is, son, it's not your fault. It's my fault because I put you in a situation that I was forced to believe in you. And that's where I was at, and rightfully so. Everything that we have seen up to this point, Tate Rodemaker has disappointed. From Jacksonville State, his first start, to when he played against Duquesne, to other times he comes in and he doesn't make the best decisions. But that 3rd and long, when he just rolled out and he threw that bomb to Johnny Wilson, he knew they were bringing pressure, and Johnny Wilson had the safety, took a great angle. He threw the ball to where only Johnny Wilson could get it. It was impossible for that safety to get it. Johnny Wilson got it, big game. Then we went down there and we ended up eventually scoring on that drive, I believe. But it was a turning point. It was a point where you saw him go from where, to use a phrase, his nuts dropped. Guys, he didn't believe in himself, but then you started to see a little bit of confidence. You started to, and what happens with confidence? Let's think about confidence. Confidence is not only attractive, but confidence is contagious. The confidence went around everybody. And then the running back trio, the Trayshawn Wards, who I've been high on. I know his coach. I grew up with him, Jason Roberts, from Tampa Bay Tech. Spoke very highly of him. Me and Freddie Stevenson had both Seans, Trayshawn and Jay Sean, on our podcast last year. We talked about it. Mama Ward gonna keep that boy good on his grade. Every time I see Trayshawn, I pick on him because I seen his mama and mama care about them grades. Mama want that degree. But Trayshawn is a good running back. And people say, he lacks this. But the thing about the NFL, and I cover the NFL, 20-yard gains is a big play in the NFL. And what Trayshawn Ward does a good job of is his vision. And he's able to move the chains. If you look at he had the big run that was called back for a holding penalty. What did he do? Went right back and got all 20 of them yards the next play. Those guys went into a situation where the defense knew that they were going to try to run the ball, and they still got it. Trey Benson, who I've been telling you guys, big guy. Reminds me of Eric Shelton, former Seminole that actually ironically transferred to Louisville. Eric Shelton, big, explosive cat. He got a big run that got us right down to, I believe, the 1 yard line. Now, there's some play calls that are still questionable, but Mike is still growing as a head coach and a play caller. Mike is still a young head football coach. But and there were some calls I think we got too cute. But then we went and we realized, and this is when I knew Tate was going to go in. And I made a tweet about this. But sometimes when you're in the storm, I'm a preacher today, right? I'm a minister. I'm getting my minister suit. I should have worn my suit, my tie on this one. But sometimes when you're in that storm and everything is rocky, you can't see. You got to go look into that storm. You got to find one piece. You got to find the piece in the storm that's going to stabilize you. And you look at that. And what that was for Tate Rodemaker was Javaris Brownlee. Because we all know what Javaris Brownlee about. He about giving up big plays in clutch situations. He said he had that game circled. And boy, when I tell you, we call this in office, we call it circle the duck. You find the worst player and you circle that duck and you make it a long night for him. He circled that duck and he kept attacking that duck. They went up top, got him dunked on, numerous plays, got a pass interference penalty. They just kept going at him. They kept attacking him, and that confidence kept going. That confidence kept going. That confidence kept going. And they kept wearing it. And you know what happens when the offense gets confidence? The defense starts getting confidence. And what they did was, and what Coach Fuller needs props on, is for the first time, Coach Fuller was able to force Malik Cunningham to beat him with his arm, and he couldn't do it. They had been trying to chase this young man. They've been scrambling, doing all these different things. They've been making big plays. They said, if you're going to win this, you're going to beat us with your arm. And then what happens, I believe it was number 3, is that Knowles, somebody correct me if I'm wrong, got the interception. Jennifer Fields' baby boy, Akeem Dent, got some big plays. And shout out to Kalen DeLoach and Tatum Bethune. The linebacker play in the last couple of drives was excellent. It was great. There were some times when they gave up big plays. It's called bend, don't break. And those boys went out there and they executed. And it was a phenomenal moment. See, these are the moments that make fans believe. It's a saying that I always have when Seminole fans try to get on me about stuff. I said, you can hate me all you want, but you can't take away the moments that I gave you with your father when I scored touchdowns. And what I will always appreciate, Tate, and I will never – Tate, I still hope you are a famous insurance salesman, because I think that's just something you look like. But I will never say I don't want you to take another snap at Florida State. You have earned my respect, because what you gave me was an opportunity to run around my house and celebrate with my son, because I was supposed to go to a Seminole event after I coached my game. But I was looking at that. I said, you know what? Damn it. Fuck eating food. Fuck fellowshipping and drinking. I'm going to go spend some time with my son, because my son said, Daddy, I have to watch every play for Florida State. And when they scored, and when that defense got that stop, I went and I grabbed me and my son. He ran from out of one room. I ran from the other room. He jumped into my arms, and he's getting heavy now because he's playing football. The boy getting thick. And we ran around my house, and we screamed, and we celebrated like we did against Syracuse. And it was a phenomenal team win. Shout out to Coach Norvell, 3-0 for the first time since 2015. A great overall team win. Great play, great leadership by Tate Rodemaker. Great play, great leadership by the running back of Toafili, Benson, and Ward. Call it the law office of Toafili, Benson, and Ward. Johnny Wilson, good game. And there was some plays that Florida State missed that they should have had, but the same thing can be said about Louisville. That's the game. That's just the way the game goes. People drop passes. People miss opportunities. It happens. But let's just go into and I'll give more of a breakdown later on, but let's just go into the good, the bad, and the ugly. The good is the victory. The good that came out of this is, I would say, I got to give the MVP to Tate Rodemaker. Without him and without his steady play, we wouldn't be in the situation. Without him growing up, dropping his nuts and playing, we wouldn't be able to have the situation that we were in. And it was great. The bad, I'm going to go and I'm going to continue to say, I don't understand. This isn't an indictment. This is more about, I just don't understand what our situational football is on the goal line. We got to figure that out. I like Wyatt Rector. I like Wyatt Rector probably being more utilized as an H-back. I don't like trying to do the QB sneak with Wyatt Rector in that situation, especially when you've been having success going downhill. I don't like the jet sweep with Pittman, because on a jet sweep, you're not supposed to go inside. You got to hit the edge on the jet sweep. Pittman tried to go inside. I do like the fact. I do think they called him down a little too early. He did run his feet, and he probably did get in that end zone. But going up top on Brownlee, 6'7", Johnny Wilson, that's the play. We always got to have that in our back pocket. I like that. So, but I'm still kind of questioning some of the situational football. And the ugly is just the injuries. I mean, you can't have a situation where you keep having this many guys drop. It's a long season. And I will go and I will address this so that we're not on too long. But the kicker situation. I'm going to sell this to Seminole Nation like this. You should never leave a game in the hands of two people, the referees and your kickers. But if it does come down to it, kickers miss. And I want to put people in this perspective. Very few people have ever been in a situation where there are millions of people on TV watching you and an entire stadium is watching you. And Fitz failed. It's okay. He failed in that situation. But we also know what Fitz can do. He hit a clutch kick against Syracuse that won us the game. And what he's got to do is go back to that feeling, because we can't replace him right now. We don't have anybody else. It's a phrase that my high school coach, Coach Campbell, used to always say. You have to dance with the lady you bring no matter how she looks. You cannot ditch her for the prom queen, because the prom queen's interested in you. It's imperative for us to continue to put him in situations where he's going to have success, because we're going to need that young man. And that young man failed in this situation, in the LSU situation. But we got to make sure it sucks for him. It's tough, but we don't have another kicker right now. And you can't really address that situation until the offseason. But right now, Florida State has two guys right now that we have to gotta embrace. We gotta rally behind. Tate and Coach Fuller. We cannot keep trying to fire people and replace them in the middle of the goddamn season. That's what we got. Shout out to Coach Fuller. Your guys nutted up. Your guys believed in you. Your guys did their damn thing toward the end, because without defensive stops, we would not have been in a position to have the offensive success that we had in that fourth quarter. That fourth quarter was marvelous. Now, as we move forward, we got to look at the season. We got to break down the season into 9 one-game seasons. It's not the end of the world with a loss. It's not the end of the world with a win. But next week, right now, the goal is to be 1-0 leaving Boston College. And guess what we're going to have for Boston College? We're going to have a tailgate. Lot 19. It's going to be marvelous. Go buy your tickets. It's gonna be dope. We're gonna do it big, baby. We're also raising money to get 100 kids into the Boston College game. Young men and women and families who have never got a chance to experience dope. It is our obligation, it's our responsibility to make sure that we do our part. That Doak Campbell Stadium is packed, it's loud, and it's a tremendous environment. We got to go out there and we got to keep kicking in teeth. And we're going to have to rely heavily on that running game. And we're going to have to go out there. We're going to have to play bully ball. We're going to have to build upon this because that's what this season is and has always been, is a building block season for people to be able to see what it is that Mike Norvell wants to be able to do. When I saw that first spring practice, when I saw some of the scrimmages, when I saw some of the things, I saw everybody else, and I have extreme confidence. And I think if Tate Rodemaker can kind of build upon what he's got going, he's going to be a serviceable, very good quarterback. Rooster at worst. Obviously, we're not going to play a national. I don't think we're a national championship caliber team. So I don't even want to, or playoff caliber team. So I don't even want to put that out there. But I do believe that he's serviceable. I do believe that he just lacked confidence, and now he's got that confidence. You got to keep building upon that. You got to keep doing the things, and it's unfortunate how the stuff played out, but that's the way football goes, man. You're one injury away. You got to always be prepared. But one of the things that I remember saying when I went into the LSU game, even though I believed that we were going to win, the one thing that I asked is that I watch an entertaining brand of football. And what I saw tonight, win, lose, or draw, was a very entertaining football game. And that's really all you can ask for at this point. It's not just I don't want us to get blown out. I want to see the grit. I want to see us fight through adversity. I want to see us continue to do those things, and that's what Florida State did. Kudos to Mike Norvell. Kudos to the young men playing, and I hope everybody gets healthy. Again, let's pack Doak Campbell Stadium. Let's bring the fun back to being a Florida State fan. Let's embrace these guys. Critique where critique is necessary. Have fun. Be sarcastic where it's necessary. We'll never stop that. You'll never stop seeing me critique or break down games the way I break them down. And all that being said, hey, Tate, get you some titties, bro. And appreciate y'all chopping it up with me, man. Go Noles. You know it's going to be a fun week of breakdowns for me. Saturday, Lot 19. I want to say we're going to try to get out there between 3 and 4 o'clock. We're going to go out there. We're going to have my boy Cheese. We're going to have brisket, ribs, chicken, macaroni and cheese, green beans, baked beans, probably all kind of other stuff. Tons of liquor, tons of fun. Hey, man, y'all be blessed, man. Y'all have a great evening, and let's watch some really good football games on Saturday. And let's pray that Miami and Texas A&M find a way to both lose. And let's pray that UCF gets the upset on the Florida Gators. I'll see you guys later.